What up, YouTube? Survivalist News here, back again. And let's talk about chemtrails a little bit. Pretty much everybody I meet, if I'm with them outside, I look up, I'm like, hey, do you see that? They're like, what? And I'm like that straight line in the sky. What is that? And they're like, oh, that's just a contrail. That just come from the plane because of the gases, and the gases heat up, and, up there it's so cold that it just drags along. And, I agree with that to a certain extent. But let's say that it's 20 degrees outside, and you walk outside, and you're all, breathing and stuff, and you see the air that's coming out, you can see your breath. That doesn't follow you. That breath trail doesn't follow you for any distance. It's like you're blowing out smoke. It dissipates. And condensation, I believe it's condensation, but it's the same thing. Whether you're in a plane or you're down here breathing, the chemical makeup, and what happens, and it's consistent. It's been proven. People love science, but when science doesn't go to what they believe, I guess, then it's other outside sources. The reason it happens because science supports something different what they believe, but they believe in science, so it's kind of confusing for them. But let's look here at the chemtrails, okay? This one's a perfect example. Directly over the sun. Here's the sun, all the chemtrails making a tic-tac-toe chessboard. Over, and you can see these lines right here. Fresh chemtrails. This right here, look how far it goes. This chemtrail lasts all the way through the pictures, so do all of them. And if you would have traveled those hundreds of miles across here with it being a regular contrail, the contrail would not be still there. Then you can see the ones who have been there for a while. This one, look how wide it is compared to the freshly laid ones. Look how wide, 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 how thin, how thin, how thin, how thin, how thin. Thick layer of clouds right near the sun. So there's that. Let's click on this one. You can see two different streams being laid down that combine into one with this picture. See? So there's 4 different engines or storage containers where this stuff's coming out in this picture right here, because if it was one, these would be connected since they're the same chemical makeup along the whole way. No matter how cold it is, it will still react the same. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces between. Each 2 that connect, these will eventually flare out just like the rest of them was talking about in the other picture. See a pentagram type thing right there, imagine that. And here's a good one with the 4 different things I was telling you. See how they're separated here? Just condensation, or, well, not condensation, but whatever the fuck you call that. Should look that word up, but yeah, so kill me in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. Since I'm wrong on it, let's do this. But you can see 4 engines. They're perfectly aligned. Throwing out 4 or maybe 2 different chemicals at the same time out of the 4 different engines. Pretty clear. See what this is. Oh, look. I want to guess that's a commercial flight. Yes, they do this commercial military private UAV and different drones. It's how they spray our atmosphere. Say they're trying to deflect the sun. At least that's what Harvard says. But why would you need to deflect the sun unless you believe in global warming? But global warming is clearly bullshit. And all you have to do is look it up. They're either hiding something or this is a massive depopulation control. And I'm going to go ahead and get it out there. I don't know if the earth is flat. I don't know if there is Nibiru. I don't know if Nibiru is coming on the flat earth because it's the judgment from Jesus Christ. But why would Jesus Christ trap us inside of a firmament on a flat earth and then destroy us for our sins because we don't believe in him? Well, some people don't believe in him. I don't want to say I don't, but here we go. These might be fake, but if they're not fake, then pretty clear evidence. Getting that fast off of there. Yep. That pretty much sums it up. Look, see? Skulls, death. That's a pretty good picture. Whoever made that. Whoever made that's they're a good guy. They're a good guy. You know what I mean? Chemtrails and all the conspiracy theory. I agree with that. And a lot of it has to do with cognitive dissonance, and you can't help it, I understand. I used to have it. Something woke me up. Well, nah, just kidding. I might have lied right there. I pretty much knew 9/11 was bullshit from when I was just about 10 years old. So I'm about 14 to 16 years into seeing the bullshit of the world. Hardcore conspiracy researcher, well, fact researcher for right at a decade. I'm not just trying to feed anybody full of bullshit, nothing like that. Like, this is really what's going on in our world, and if we don't wake up to it, then hard telling what's going to happen. Nothing might happen in our lifetime. It might be 70 years from now. And, you know, that's not okay with me if it's 70 years from now, because my children will have to deal with that 70 years from now. Your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren will have to deal with that. And I decided to make this channel because I'm not okay with any generation having to go through what we've been through already. But the next generation's going to get a little bit worse, a little bit worse, a little bit worse until they finally decide to go with their end goal. And chemtrails is a big part of their end goal. Trying to block out the sun. They're killing the crops. They're making people sick. There's aluminum, barium, strontium in people's bodies. I mean, it's absorbed into their skin, into their bloodstream. Look at the burst in Alzheimer's cases and cancer since the 1950s with cancer, and here in the last, almost say 25 to 30 years, look back 30 years from now, and look at Alzheimer's cases from these metals that are getting into people's bloodstreams and into their veins, into their brains, but into their bloodstreams and into their brains and stuff that's fucking up their mind and just fucking generating everything. Degenerating everything, if that's even a word. Fuck it, I don't know. But yeah, fucking people up. It really is. But I've talked enough. Went about 10 minutes. So y'all have a good night, and I'll see you before long, YouTube. Deuces.